Welcome to Season 7 of the Sister Brunch Podcast. This is the podcast sharing the stories of Black women and gender-expansive people thriving in film, TV, and media. I am Sean Pipkin West, also known as Pip, and I would have loved to have been a full-time co-host this year, but gratefully and thankfully, I have been working on an amazing TV show coming out in 2027. I'll tell you guys about that later.
Oh, you will? Good.
And now I'm going to pass it on to Fanchon.
Hey, Sean. Hey, we are so thrilled to have you back. I know we only got you for a little bit, but it reminds me of starting the podcast with Anya because same thing, she got too busy for us. But we're so proud to have you back on. Thank you. Just proud to follow your journey. You're also, because you're not only a co-host from season 6, we had you on the podcast, I think 2 or 3 times.
2 guests, yes, I was a guest 2 times.
I love it. So we can kind of go back. I mean, part of what we do on the podcast is like create these archives so we can go back even and see where you were then and now where you are now. Director, producer,
leveling up
all the way up. So we're so glad. And speaking of leveling up,
cue the Sierra song, level up. And just remember that in post.
So speaking of leveling up, also this season of Sister Brunch is coming to you from a studio in Hollywood. It's You Podcaster. If you're looking for a studio for your podcast, for webinars, whatever, this is a Black-owned studio in the heart of Hollywood. 2 adorable twin brothers. We'll flash their picture. They're amazing. So everything is set up for you, and we just appreciate being here. All right, Sean. So we ready to introduce our amazing guest?
Yes, we are. This woman is shaping the future of storytelling at the intersection of entertainment, technology, and culture. She's an award-winning producer and CEO and co-founder of Kinetic Energy Entertainment, a multi-platform venture studio transforming bold ideas into franchise-ready IP across film, television, video games, immersive experiences, and the creative economy. Welcome to Sister Brunch, Diana Williams.
Hey. Thank you. This has been a long time coming. Yep. Every season, I've been like, we're not ready for Diana Williams. We're not quite ready yet. And this season, for real, it feels, not just leveling up, and we love all of our past guests as well, but leveling up in terms of the guests that we're even able to get on the podcast. So Diana has done so many things. You work with emerging storytellers, like in Diverso, with students, and you work with legends like George Lucas. You kind of are the full gamut. You do gaming, you do publishing, you do immersive storytelling, and you are a producer on the very impactful #1 on the call sheet on Apple TV Plus. Yes. Did anybody see that? It was so good. Did y'all see it?
It was a great producing team.
Yes, of course it was, because you were on the producing team and the CEO, right? And Spirit Award nominated. You just have so many accolades. We're so thrilled to have you. We want to hear about the journey, we haven't, I say this as a joke and guests are like, you don't mean it, from when you were born, but in where were you born and what led you into the industry?
Great question. So I'm from New Jersey.
Another New Jersey. Okay. Yes. I think this might be our second
New Jersey strong people. That's what, we're all Jersey girls. And I came up growing up in a farm community and also military. So, but you go to the football games and then you would go to the movies afterwards. And so it was always a very movie going community. Yes. But the movies were 45 minutes, an hour away. So I've always loved it. But there was one moment when we were watching Terminator and I just saw the theater was full and I was just really interested. I've always loved math. And went and just saw that all the screenings were sold out and just started kind of doing the calculation in my head, and then went to the library, got some microfiche to look at varieties. My mom had told me about varieties.
Microfiche.
Library
Gen
days.
Z is like, what is that?
What is a microfiche?
That's one of your let's talk tech answers
Yes,
already.
let's talk.
Yes.
That was the beginning of my tech journey, was via microfiche.
Amazing.
And just kind of just got interested in the business of it, of the industry. I mean, now we call it the industry, but back then, there wasn't Premiere Magazine, there wasn't the internet. So you had to dig and find the information. I just found it to be just culturally significant because of how much we went to the movies. At that time, there's only 3 networks. And so how everybody gathered around the television, everyone talked about it the next day because you all saw the same episode at the same time. And if you missed it, good luck to you.
Right.
So this is the mid 80s, not even late 80s. It was the mid 80s. So that kind of began my journey. Once I started to see like how big it was. I always knew I was going to go into finance, but then I settled on being a person that was going to analyze entertainment companies.
Okay.
So that's where it all kind of came from, especially. And also I was just kind of that, and then what kid? So my mom would tell us stories. She would end it like, and I'm like, but then where did they go? And so I can look back at those moments and see that those defined who I am today. The story part and how the money allows the story part to continue. So they're always joined together for me.
Did you go to school for, like, what did you study?
I studied finance. I went to Georgetown University, go Hoyas.
Yes.
So yeah, I was a finance major. I was on my way to Wall Street. I had the job offers to be that analyst and everything. But I wanted to really understand what it meant to make a movie, because the movie was the product, but no one really knew how it got made unless you were in California, if you were one of those families, if you're, all those things. And I thought to be a better analyst, I would have to really understand the product. So I had deferred some of the job offers to go to California. I'm going to make a movie, I'm going to understand the product, and then I'm coming back.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't
Never
work out.
back.
But it also doesn't work out that way, because then you get out here and you're like, oh, it's not like you just go to a job board and get you really had to know someone, and I knew no one.
So what happened? What was the catalyst?
My girl, Melissa Bradley, she was like, because they were all like,
shout out to, even having her name said on this podcast is amazing.
She's amazing. And, we went to college together, and when I had decided to not go to Wall Street, she's like, oh girl, what are you doing? And so she'd given me like this stack of alumni cards to kind of like call people if you're going to go to California, so you know somebody.
Yeah.
And the one of the calls I made was to Howard Weitzman, rest in peace. And he was like, yeah, I'll hire you, because I'd worked in law firms all through. So I put myself through Georgetown. And so I had like a bajillion jobs. I was working 40 hours a week, doing 18 credit hours. And one of them was as assistant, as a paralegal. And so he's like, you got this experience, and come work here. And I was like, great. So I go to work for him at his law firm. And I was there for about a year and a half, and he was like, you've got to go to law school. Because I love law. Like, that is the other thing. Like, I am a law enthusiast. And
one would want to understand the law if one comes into the entertainment industry and doesn't want to get taken advantage of.
It just allows you
had
also
all the financing, the law. This is a theme this season a lot. It's like those aspects that we needed to know. It's not just the creative, and the creative is so important, but there's so much more to help you be successful, or even to just make something.
It's just, it's support. And that's what it gave me by being at that law firm, was just learning how to read the contracts, the language that is used. And he really wanted me to go to law school. He's like, guaranteed you'll get into USC, no problem. And I was like, no, I have to learn film so that I can then go back to Wall Street. And he's like, well, I heard about this program. And I remember he threw this pamphlet on my desk. He was so mad. He just threw this pamphlet on my desk. And it was for the assistant director's training program for the DGA.
Wait. Do you know that that's how Sister Brunch got started?
Yeah.
Is because
I've been listening.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
You applied to the...
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I love this.
I thought you
love
guys knew
this.
that.
Because y'all, I did not know that. I had no idea.
Because I am a graduate of the program, and I'm also on the board of the training plan right now.
Oh, okay.
So
did not
I was
know
a
that
trainee,
part.
and now I'm on the board.
Yes.
So it was
Connection.
super
Small
funny.
world. Oh my
Yeah, it was such a weird theme because I don't know anything. So at this point, I think I just turned 21 maybe because I graduated school early and everything else. So I was super early.
Wow.
And so I was like, okay, I'll try this thing. And I remember just getting to that. It was a huge line at USC to take the test, the first test.
Yes.
And everyone's in this line. And I was like,
they went to USC to take the
Well, back then when there was a test,
Yes.
like, and there was a line of thousands of people
thousands. And I mean,
take that test.
I legit knew nothing. I didn't know anything about this program. I didn't know anything. DGA. Well, I know nothing. Of course, you watched the Academy Awards back then on ABC, and like I knew about directors. I knew nothing.
did not know this story. Amazing.
So I'm standing in line. Of course, everyone in front of me, they're like, this is my 15th time taking the test. This is and I'm like, oh, this is
hard to get into.
100% not going to happen. Why am I? And I had tickets to go see Phantom of the Opera downtown LA, and I was like, well, this is a wrap. I don't really care about it because it's not going to. Because I just kept saying to myself, it's not going to happen. I've got like all these, and it was primarily like men in the line with me who were just like, this is so hard, and I'm like, wow, why am I bothering? So I go in there and take the test, and this is so sitting there. And they're like, put your name here. The other people are like, well, where do we put our name? And I'm like, it says right there, name. And I was like, if I can't get past this group of people, then something is wrong.
Yes.
And so I did. I got through each stage, and then comes like the final interview.
I call it the Inquisition. Yes,
and it is because
Really?
even before, so you walk in, the room's kind of dark. It's like 30 people, and it's like this, like the council, and you don't really see anybody's face because the room is dark. It's very dramatic lighting. And before my butt hit the chair, the first questions come out. So your actors aren't talking to each other, but you know that they're actually dating, and you need to get a gargoyle, and and I was just like
that? Wait,
what is this?
Okay.
But even before that, there was that. I don't know if they still do this, but there was the test where like it gets down to like 115 people or something like that, and they put you in these groups.
Yeah, assessment center is what we call it because we want to see how you interact in group setting.
And it's pretty fantastic.
It's a
because they're
yes.
trying to
Really
see
smart.
like how well do you read situations without having the full information? What do you pull out of them? But one of the big ones that we had done was, so it was a group of like maybe 30, and they asked this question of like, okay, the plane goes down, you have to figure out how to go, blah, blah, blah. And the question is like, you have this list of items to choose from, which,
what are you taking
and
with
then
you?
and then like, do you stay or do you go? So the whole time everybody's arguing about the 15 items, and you can tell people want to be alpha dogs, they want beta.
Yes.
And I just kind of sat and just listened, and I'm watching the clock countdown. I'm like, I haven't said anything. I have to say something. And I said, well, you keep saying that we're going to bring this rope, we're going to drag it through, that we're going to have everybody tied together, then we'll use it for this, use it for that. I'm like, it's only a 30-pound test line, which means it's going to break and everything else. Because I was a Girl Scout, so I understood
You like
ropes.
math, you like
I was
math,
math,
you're like,
everything
you were
else.
like,
She's like physics.
So out of that group, I was the one that got through. But here's the crazy thing. The actual question was, do you stay or do you go? Not what items do you bring. Do you stay or do you go?
That's what they wanted to
Not
know.
a single group answered that question. So it was kind of really fascinating. But yeah, so I found out years later from the woman who was running it that I guess there was a big fight about me getting in because my year was 15 people out of like 1,800 had applied or something like that.
Goodness.
And the fight was because one, I answered the question wrong. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? And I said, directing.
Oh, no,
I didn't.
no, right. So if y'all
know
are applying, you don't say that.
director.
You say
Because I didn't know
you're
the
gonna
other position.
Yes, because the assistant, it's about being an assistant director, which is the management part of the DGA. We're not teaching directing. We're teaching you to be like a producer, to be a producer.
Yeah, line producer to producer.
Right.
And so, but I only knew the one position.
That's all you knew.
So
Right.
I
You
said
ain't like-
director. So I gave the wrong answer, and I was the youngest ever admitted to the program. So they were concerned about my maturity level. They're concerned about how many things.
Do
I
you
didn't
want to
know.
say? I'm sorry, Dan. Do you want to say what year this is? Or we don't have. I'm just curious.
Oh, it was math. I graduated college at 89. So this was 90 or 91? 90, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I
That's
love
before
this.
my
we
time.
gotta
Well,
dig up,
well before my
I wonder
time.
if there's photos, there's archives. I
Yes.
feel like we gotta dig up some stuff.
We're
from
gonna
that,
talk a
from
lot
those
after
days.
this.
Okay, all right, we have to move
Good
on.
luck finding photos. But anyway, but that's what
coincidence.
started
I didn't, yes.
my journey
Amazing.
was being an AD. So I worked as an AD for a long time. But at the same time, I was learning. I was with this guy, and he was at UCLA, and he had to do his senior thesis. And at the film schools, it's all directors working on the same thing, and no one wants to work because they're all judging each other.
Right,
and he's
right.
like, I need you to help me with my doc. This is crazy. I can't deal with these people. And so I put the doc together, and we went to Ireland to shoot and all this sort of stuff while I was also ADing. But the doc just did really well.
Nichols, like when the
We got
student-
nominated for Student Academy Award, like all these things. And so this is also the dawn of cable. This is also when it's going to be 200 plus, all this stuff is going on. And so we were getting all these offers to do what is now reality TV. But back then it was, sitting in a hospital waiting for people to come in. And I was like, hey, do you want to sign this? We're going to interview you. So that was the beginning of all of that kind of storytelling off of this documentary. But I was still ADing because money and but I obviously did not go back to Wall Street.
You did not.
You did not go back to Wall Street.
Yeah. So
this is a good segue, as someone who builds IP on different platforms and industries. Can you tell us what the core principles are that guide you to choose certain projects, to show up as a leader, especially while, balancing the creative, innovation, cultural responsibility, and scale of the projects?
So great question, because that really does. I learned a lot from being an AD and from seeing how these productions
Life lessons,
work,
yes.
and how why things get made and greenlit and everything else. So when I'm looking at IP, really, I'm looking at just story and story world. That's the first thing. It's a fast follow
Story
of
is the thing,
story
right?
is the
Like
thing.
story,
That is
it
it.
all starts
Storytelling,
with story.
yes.
It's
That's
width
gotta be
and
it.
breadth of the story.
Yeah.
So we
width
don't
and breadth.
think in format. So someone may come in and it may be a script or a book or an idea, but I'm always like, let's not talk about the format. Let's talk about the world, the why of the world. If you have your characters, what's the character journeys? How many things are populating it? Like if you talk about somebody walking down the street, then I want to talk about, well, how are they walking? What are they wearing? What kind of a street is it? Are there cars on the side? If they're not cars, then what are they? Who built those cars? Who works in the factories? And you just start to kind of build out and out and out and out. And that's the world building. And so what I always say when someone's like, I have an IP, I'm like, nope. You have an idea, because without business, legal, and the full structure around it, you just have a folder on your laptop. I do not want to hear it.
And all 6 seasons, 7 seasons, if you haven't learned anything else, that is it, right? Is that the idea is just the beginning.
Just the beginning.
It's
That is it.
just the beginning. Okay.
And Dan, I just want to say, because we have a lot of people that are in our industry and don't know certain terms, can you explain what IP is?
So intellectual property. So it's a legal term. It is what all the studios are trying to protect. It's not just the studios.
Copyright, yes.
Think about
yes.
intellectual property is also around, books. It's also around science. It's different medicine. It could possibly be, the design of this water bottle. It is how things are protected, is that idea that then gets protected. So, but it's outward facing. I mean, there's plenty of rules all around it. But we throw around IP a lot in this industry, and everyone thinks they have IP, and I'm like, you don't. You have an idea.
An idea is not IP.
At most, I'll say you have an IP to be.
Okay.
That's a positive spin on it,
yes,
right?
As opposed to
IP to be.
But to understand all the things that need to happen for that to eventually end up as a game, as a book, as
whatever
film,
it is meant to be, wherever this, because every platform, every media does something very distinct and unique and special to that story. So I read a book and it allows me to imagine so many things in my head. Books, on the whole, you can use as many words as you want to describe something. A film, for the love of God, stop making 3-hour films. But for a film,
Just cut them up, at least make it 2.
Yeah.
It's
Make
something.
it 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
Something. But, that is a linear experience. That is 90 feet away from you. It is a story being told to you that you allow what the storyteller is doing to wash over you. A game, I'm fully involved. I have agency. I have some effect on what happens in there. So every single media does something very distinct to story. And so when myself and my co-founder, Dario Dezzani, when we're looking at anything coming in, we're asking, well, where does it want to be? How does it want to be? And how are we value add to that journey?
You might be listening to this on Apple or Spotify, which is fine, and we love that. If so, leave us a review, click that 5 stars. But if you want to see the lovely, gorgeous, beautiful, amazing faces of our guests, you can head over to our YouTube channel. So that's youtube.com/Trujulo Media. That's TRUJULO Media. Trujulo stands for Truth, Justice, and Love, because that's what we're all about here at Sister Brunch.
Hi, I'm Diana Williams, and you are watching Sister Brunch.
So we're gonna transition into our financials question, and we've already touched on this a little bit. And this can be whatever you're comfortable with, and it can be ballparks. It could be budget costs, or it could be what you make as a CEO, or what it took to become a CEO. Anything you'd like, or I mean, you also do so much for entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. So whatever in there you want to talk about, to kind of help our listeners, our viewers understand what they need to know about financials in the industry.
So, oh boy. So financials in the industry, the myth, the lie. So it just depends on how you want to be in the industry. Like, so much is changing right now. And, right now as we're recording this in 2025, at the end of the year, the entire industry has changed, fundamentally changed. People want to say it's a shift. It's this. No, it has changed. Nothing is the same as it was in 2019.
Structurally, everything. Right. It's just
the entire environment, the money flow that is coming in, the way people think about their creative, the way they think about themselves as creators, the creative teams have changed, the fact that we have creator economy and we have the traditional industry, so much has changed. So when we looked at this landscape, and we were looking at it in 2019 and 2020, and I was asking the question of myself, like, who do I want to be in this? And there's so much opportunity to be an entrepreneur, to be a founder. But so when you look at that, look at it from that structure of a startup. And we all know from doing independent film, every film is a startup, even Hollywood film. So films are, each one's a startup. You get your financing, you put together your budget, you hire the people, you make the
LLC,
product.
Like literally you go from the very beginning of,
you are an entrepreneur.
You are an entrepreneur. And then it closes because it gets sold or it gets acquired, and that entity closes and it becomes the next thing. So when we are thinking about that, and I look at myself as a founder and as a co-founder and as a CEO, I'm a terrible boss because I'm not paying myself, because I am starting a company. This is what we are doing. And every, and I try not to call them projects that we have underneath Kinetic. They are all businesses. So every IP business underneath us is run as a business. And so we are looking at what the flow of those budgets are to keep the business running so that we can continue to always make great stories that reach an audience. Our job, and the reason why I got into this industry, or why I really love it and stay with it, is that I want to tell stories for someone else to enjoy. How they enjoy it is also up to them, how they enjoy it. But I want to provide those entry points for them to be able to come into the world as they want to. So then when I'm looking at the financials, I'm like, what is the right amount of money to spend there that allows the creator and the creative team to be able to make a great thing? And then what is the financing that goes against that to make sure it gets to market? That is what the job is. I love my job. I'm great at my job. I have a great team around us to do these things. But the finances, they're not great because it is a startup. And anyone that does a startup, whether we're talking tech, whether you have decided you want to make t-shirts or whatever it is, the money goes into the making so that you get the thing to market. You hope that then once it gets to market, more money comes back in so that you can continue to make the next thing and you can pay yourself.
I'll just take the opportunity to say, join us on our Patreon community where you can sign up for a membership, but really to do exactly this. I mean, Sister Brunch is a startup. It's a 7-year-old startup at this point, but it really is. It's the same thing. It's like, as the money comes in, if you want it to continue, you've got to put that back out. But we do need to pay ourselves. So I'll just say, right, yourself. Like that means we are good business people as well, is that we are paying ourselves. So we want to make sure that's built in,
and
right?
You have to also, I look at so many companies that have started up, especially in the last year, they're like, we've got this money, and they go and they run off and they get these big buildings and offices, and I'm like, why?
The overhead. Like, what are you doing?
Makes no sense.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
What are you doing? Brick and mortar? I mean, we all know what's happening with brick and mortar stores and buildings and stuff.
Right.
Yep.
But Diane, I have a question. Crystal ball time.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
To the future. And I know things are uncertain. Anybody that wants to get in our industry right now, because as you said, structurally, fundamentally, it has changed. Looking to the future, what are either skills or what are some, I guess, what kind of education skills do people need for them to succeed in the future? Not right now in our industry, in the future. What do you think are fundamental skills or education that they need to succeed?
And I'll just say we'll add that into our Let's Talk Tech
Tech
segment. It's perfect, right? Yes.
That's such another great question. Tell you you're an AD. Okay, so it's a trait, I think, more than a skill.
Okay.
The trait of collaboration, understanding what you're good at, what you're not good at, and surrounding yourself by people who are good at those things.
Oh.
I think this coming next era of entertainment is absolutely about collaborations more so. I think that is, we have put together this false narrative of there being the one, and that's all they talk about. I just listened to a great interview by Vince Gilligan, who really gave so many props to his team. He kept talking about the team. He's at the top of his game. And if that man can continue to talk about the team and the traits of the team and what it takes to, and how long and how hard it is to get something to market, we all should be thinking about it in that way. So I do think...
And real quick, those who don't know, Vince Gilligan is the showrunner of shows like Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and new Pluribus show, which, Pluribus. Anyway, sidebar that. But yes, I'm sorry, continue. I just want to...
I love this too. I'll just say, because on our prep call, when I told you about the Let's Talk Tech question, you said tech is anything that allows you, and now you're literally saying the thing that allows you to get it done is
collaboration.
Team and collaboration.
That's tech.
And along with that comes, again, if we think about tech, and people just always want to talk about like, computery stuff, but like breaking it down, tech was the camera. That was the initial thing of this whole industry. So, and then came sound. Again, that was tech. So moving forward, like what tech allows you to do, and knowing of tech, it allows the how. That is what tech is there for, the how. Yeah. And it allows for the ideation, the production, and the sharing, and then the distribution. So we'll flip distribution and sharing. Yes. So I do think that understanding audience, we can say market, we can say audience. I don't think in quadrants, I don't think in segments. I think in who wants to love this thing. We've spent a lot of time talking about wide audiences and quadrants, as opposed to thinking about, like Kevin Kelly, author, he talks about the 1,000 true fans. And that's your evangelizers. That's how you start. And so why have we forgotten about that? Why have we forgotten about niches? So again, going back to what's going to be important for the future, it's like thinking a little bit beyond just this one thing, because it is an ecosystem. Right now, our ecosystem of entertainment is hurting. It is unhealthy because creators have forgotten about the audience. To be for real, filmmakers specifically have forgotten about the audience. The investment side, the buyer side has gotten confused as to what is important to what they do, which is you must have the creative. They have, everyone is kind of taking advantage of the audience. The audience is like, we're here. The audience, the listener, the watcher, the player, all of them, they are there, and we have forgotten them. And so it's important to also understand, what does it mean to go to your community. What does it mean? We say community as opposed to consumer or audience, because we are just saying, because we want to be in that two-way communication with whoever wants to love the story worlds we're putting together. And story worlds are not just, they can be the linear, they can be the, Jack and Jill went up the hill. That's a story.
Yes.
But then there's also, like, again, going back to Melissa Bradley, we have New Majority Ventures, and her whole thing is like, how does she support entrepreneurs getting out of the deficit mindset? That is a theme. That is a world around a theme and emotion, which we can then put products against. So we have the Founder Hustle podcast.
Yes.
We also have she's also on Thinkific, where she has different courses for people to be able to learn how to start their own startups. So again, when we talk about IP, when we talk about franchises, not just to think of it being like, spaceships and pew, 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 they are also coming around an idea. There's romance, which is about the happily ever after. You're coming around that idea, and the community is so strong. So when we're looking at moving forward into the future, I also want to, we have to think about the entire ecosystem, but we also have to realize, to quote the Real Housewives of Atlanta, it ain't about you, boo. It is about the entire thing. And that can feel overwhelming. And I understand that.
Yes.
So to not feel overwhelmed, it is also about the team, because you are also turning to that person.
You're not
to your
alone.
left. You're not
You
alone.
have
never
people.
alone.
And that is so important, because if you remember in one of my earlier interviews, I said, people think I need to know everything about everything. No, you don't.
Right.
You don't need to know everything. Right. What you need to do is find people that know what you don't know and collaborate with them.
Work together.
Because it's a village. It is a team.
Yeah. Story, team. Collaboration is the...
Story, team, tech.
Story,
team,
so
it's a 5 thing. It's 6. Okay, it's story, it's your team. And so your team is including business and legal. Yeah. It is your tech, and it is also the audience, consumer,
community,
the community,
the
player,
because the community
the listener,
is you,
everything.
And the community is them, and Oh yes, okay.
We need 2 more hours with you.
We really do.
Amazing.
I know.
We have to do more.
I was so glad it turned out for you to be here, but I didn't even know the DGA connection. So that in and of itself is so lovely.
This is amazing.
But we do have to wrap up, and we're going to do our signature Sister Brunch question. Are you going to do that one, Sean? You want to?
Yes, I will do. Okay, so Diana, your younger self, whether it's elementary age, high school, college, early 20s, younger self, you're sitting down at Sister Brunch with your younger self. What are you both eating? What are you both drinking? And what do you tell her? What do you want to say to your younger self?
Okay, so my younger self, who's going to be 21, so my younger self will have a cheeseburger from either Amboy or from Standing's Butcher.
Wait, from where to? Because
Amboy, like Jersey, Perth, Amboy?
No, it's downtown LA.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Perfectly done French fries and a dirty martini with 3 olives.
Nice.
I'm going to have a meal that's either done by Alinea or Jose Andres or something of it.
This is our fancy friend.
And here's why. With the hamburger, what you are remembering is like basics have to be great, no matter what. And everything springs from that. So you can go from, I think, again, going back, when I think about, thinking about audience, it's like we can't dismiss so many things. And so when people look down on cheeseburgers, I'm like, well, that's crazy bananas, because cheeseburgers are delicious. They're sustaining. They provide just a base for so many things. If you cannot make a great cheeseburger, if you cannot make great French fries, who are you? Then when we go to the other echelon, when we look at these other types of foods, when we look at the Alineas, the Johns, these types of high-end meals, these are people who have taken a craft to another level, but they still understand the craft. These people can all make great cheeseburgers, but they can also look at what is molecular breakdowns of different types of foods? How are you looking at a different way to use a flour? So this is all a part of the craft of what we're all doing in this industry. And so I would really want to remind my younger self to always be curious. And you can be curious from, and I don't like to say high and low end, because like, again, that is putting assigning
different
a
levels
value.
of spectrum, yes.
It's just about the spectrum. So that is what I would absolutely say to my younger self.
Diana, you realize when you were talking about the cheeseburger and height, you're basically talking about the plot of the film, The Menu. I don't know if anyone saw that.
Ish.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you think about the cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And the fine food. Anyway, I was like, this is what the menu is about. Anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I did not see
it's
it.
perfect.
But I am
yeah.
going to go to Fatburger after
And
this. I will say that.
Yes, I live on cheeseburgers. I absolutely do. But another thing I do want to kind of add in is like when we are talking about teams and collaboration and everything, working with Dario, we first met building out the Muppets. That's how we first met.
I know, because by the way, we didn't even talk about your time on Lucasfilm and what you did there.
So what do you guys want?
I know. I'm like, part two.
I don't know. What's producer? What do we do? We do what we need to do.
We bonus episode for real. We will do a bonus.
For real.
It may
and
have
I want to be there, please. I want to be there, please.
Absolutely. But because that is a whole other story and part of you that and it's going back to your point about the cheeseburgers. Like there's the classic cheeseburger, so that doesn't take away from all of the things that you've done. But also then George Lucas is the Jose Andres version. Is it Andres, the fancy restaurant version of that cheeseburger? But you did all of that.
I don't. It's it's the middle of the journey. I don't think, because like doing all the other things, the location-based experiences, immersive, all that sort of stuff to me is the full menu, is the full
it's
thing.
The full menu. It's the full cheeseburger with like all the sauce, all the fixings, everything in there. Okay. Diana Williams, thank you so much. Thank
you for having me. This was amazing.
We'll ask you to promise to come back for that bonus episode and really share more. And welcome to the Sister Brunch community.
Thank you. We're so glad to be part of it. Long-time listener, first time on. I'm so excited.
Oh, that's so great. It's amazing. Thank you so much, Diana.
Sister Brunch is brought to you by Trujillo Productions and was created by Christabel and Ciabuati, Anya Adams, and me, Fanchon Cox. Our producers for season 7 are Tasha Rogers and Samantha K. Henderson. Our associate producer is Ashanti Groves. Sister Brunch is recorded on the land of the Tongva, the Gabrieleño, the Quiche, and the Serrano peoples. Thank you so much for joining us for the Sister Brunch podcast, for listening and sharing and reviewing and subscribing. We so appreciate you, and we will talk to you next week.